So, what volume of gas is evolved at STP if 2 grams of calcium triazocarbonate 4 is added to a solution of hydrochloric acid? Now, what we have here is calcium triazocarbonate 4. So, how can you write calcium triazocarbonate 4? So we have explained how to write a binary compound. You can watch the video on it. So you have calcium, and you also have triazocarbonate 4, that is CO3. Remember, CO3 is 2 minus the charge, so the charge will be the valency, so the valency will be 2. Also, the valency of calcium is 2. So if you do your crisscross, so this is Ca2 CO3 and 2, because the 2 will go to CO3 and this one will go to calcium. So the subscripts are the same, so the 2 will cancel out. It remains Ca CO3. So this is calcium triazocarbonate 4, because CO3 is triazocarbonate 4. Ca is calcium, so you have to do the crisscross to know the correct name. So that is CaCO3. So that means CaCO3 reacts with, so is added to a solution of hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid is HCl. So is added to HCl. So what should now be the products? So this is double displacement reaction. So to know the product, so this will react with this and this will react with this. So now, but we need a gas will evolve here, that is CO2. So now calcium will react with chlorine, as in calcium will react with chlorine. So what are you going to get? To know what you get exactly, you have to work it out. Calcium and chlorine. So the valency for calcium is 2, the valency for chlorine is 1. I've done all this one before, watch the previous video. So now crisscross, so that means CaCl2. So if calcium and chlorine is combined, so you have CaCl2. So that means this is CaCl2 plus, now hydrogen will react with oxygen here. So remember, we have CO3, so and 1 hydrogen here. If 1 hydrogen reacts with 1 oxygen here, remember you will have 2 oxygen left, that is CO2 left there. So what is now result if this hydrogen reacts with oxygen? Valency of hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 2. So if you do crisscross, this is H2O, so that is plus H2O. So like that. So that's how you can get the product. So now let me combine everything together. So we have Ca, we'll still balance the equation. So we have CaCO3 plus HCl to give CaCl2 plus CO2 plus H2O. So like that. So instead of calling it one by one like the way I'm calling it, so we can, at least we've learned how to name a binary compound. So this is calcium carbonate react with hydrochloric acid to give calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide and water, so H2O. So how can we balance the equation now? So now, to balance the equation, I told you start with the highest atom. So which side has the highest atom? So I have one calcium here, two chlorine, I have three atoms here. I have oxygen here, so I have to start with the one without oxygen. So how many calcium do you have here? One. How many calcium do you have here? One is balanced. How many chlorine do you have here? Two. How many chlorine do you have here? One. So balance it by adding two. So chlorine is balanced. How many carbon do you have here? One. How many carbon we have here? One. So balance hydrogen before oxygen. How many hydrogen do you have here? Two. How many hydrogen do you have here? Two. Balance. How many oxygen here? Two plus one, three. How many oxygen here? Three. So everything is balanced. So if you start with the highest atom, you will get the balancing easily. And I've done video on balancing chemical equation. Go and watch, you understand better. Now we have done the first part. So what volume of gas is evolved at STP if 2 gram of calcium triazocarbonate 4 is added to this? So we want to find, remember what you have in question is 2 gram of calcium triazocarbonate 4 over 1. So times, now I'm going from here now to the volume of CO2. So that's what I want to do. So now, how can I remove this gram? I know that 1 mole of CaCO3 will give me, so find the relative molecular mass. Calcium is 40 is given, plus carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. We have 3 of it, 3 times 16. So add everything together. So 40 plus 12 plus 3 times 16 is 48. So plus 48. So everything is 100. So this is 100 gram. So this is 100 gram of CaCO3. So that means 1 mole of CaCO3 will give 100 gram of CaCO3. So that gram of CaCO3 will cancel out there. Now we need to switch the gas and the calcium carbonate here. So from the balance equation here, 1 mole of calcium will react with 1 mole of CO2, and 1 mole of calcium carbonate will react with 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So use that as a conversion scale. So 1 mole of CaCO3 will give 1 mole of CO2. So that mole of CaCO3 will cancel mole of CaCO3. So again, we already know that 1 mole of any substance, so continuation, times 1 mole of any substance, so 1 mole of CO2 will give me 22400 centimeter cube of CO2. So that mole of CO2 will cancel mole of CO2. So everything I will have here now is 2 times 1 times 1, that is 2 times 1 times 1 times this 22400 times 22400 centimeter cube of CO2. So everything divided by 1 times 100 times 1 times 1, so over the down one. So that is 1 times 100 times 1 times 1. So everything now is equal to multiply the up one, or we can say 0 cancel out 0. So that means it remains 2 times 1 2, 2 times 2 4. So that will be 448 centimeter cube of CO2. So that is the final answer. So that means one more. That means 2 gram of calcium triiodocarbonate 4 will produce 448 centimeter cube of CO2. So that is the answer.